Hello, class of 2020. First of all, I want to say congratulations. Congratulations for completing this semester, for muscling through when classes got tough, for finding community when friends are at their most distant, and for making it here today to celebrate our crowning achievement of the past few years together. My name is Warren. I'm one of the co-founders of Quaranteen University, and I'm a graduating senior too, although for college and not high school. I'm pretty much in the same boat as you with regard to graduation, since mine was postponed back in March, and I probably won't make the rescheduled one because of work. So, like many of you, I'm done with school. Like, done. Except for getting my diploma. I think I'm supposed to get that in the mail, in a poster tube or something, but my school never gave me a tracking number, so I'm just kind of crossing my fingers and hoping they don't mess it up. But let's be real, the poster tube doesn't matter, because today we're getting Minecraft diplomas, which, when we just list the facts, doesn't need a poster tube, will never fade or wrinkle, you can get as many copies as you want, and is objectively a way better conversation starter. When my grandkids ask about my college graduation, I'm going straight for diploma_2020.png. So today's kind of a big deal. We're graduating. We're getting our diplomas. Yes, getting recognized. Isn't this what we always wanted? Well, actually for me, I've wanted Minecraft graduation since middle school, so yes. But I recognize the reality is that most people don't want this to conclude their academic career. And in earnest, I agree. I can't say with a straight face that Minecraft graduation should replace my real graduation, and with the people watching our stream right now, I'm guessing only a select few of you would disagree with that. The rest of you are probably here for the social experience, some of you are here for the meme, or text-to-speeching senior quotes later, and I hope you like it because it's really funny when we tested it. And some of you are here for the novelty, because who graduates in a decade-old video game? Apparently 100 of us. So I say again, I think it's fair to presume that only a few of you are here today for a genuine replacement for 2020 graduation. And that's okay. It's hard to get a sense of closure from graduating online. God willing, we'll all get our physical graduation ceremony soon. But that leads me to what I want to talk about today. I'm a student like you, so I can't espouse wise insights about post-grad life or assurances that everything is going to be okay. But after rewriting this speech a million times and reflecting on my college experience, I hope that I can share this piece of wisdom, that we don't really need this. We don't need graduation. Minecraft graduation is nice to have, definitely, it's fun. I wouldn't be anywhere else in the world but here, metaphorically speaking. But we don't need it. We don't need real graduation either, really. I think it's nice to believe in rituals like graduation. It's nice to think that at the end of each stage of your life, like high school, there's a ribbon that neatly ties everything together ever so perfectly, like a package you can store away in your mental vault, or some series of blank pages that come between the last chapter of your life and the next. But the reality is that there's ever rarely a clean break between chapters of our lives, unless you go through witness protection, but you have other problems if that's your case. But even high school isn't a clean break, really, because our friends follow us afterwards, and they're here to stay. The way we spent our time in high school forms the foundation of our character into the foreseeable future and into college. Some research suggests it sticks with us for life. So the idea of a clean break, the beginning of a new chapter of our lives, is romantic and in our heads. You won't find it shaking hands on a stage or unfurling a diploma from a poster tube, although admittedly these are both helpful stimuli to convince you that you've graduated. For me, at least, when I open my poster tube diploma and unroll it on my bed, when I look at it, I'm just going to see a piece of paper. If I'm lucky, maybe it'll have a university monogram with some gold leaf, but certainly I'm not going to see my life thus far. The natural criticism to this point of view is that high school or college commencement and diplomas are never meant to acknowledge your whole life as a student, but just to recognize academic achievement. And I guess that's true as a matter of perspective, so I won't try to refute it, but I will go on the record as saying academic achievement is not the penultimate quality that we should be taking away from our experience at school. High school demands and celebrates high scholarly achievement, but it's also a place for intellectual curiosity, forming lifelong friendships, trying new things, growing as an individual, and hopefully learning how to be a happy and decent person. To reduce one's experiences to a diploma is to rob that person of their individuality. And while I agree the prospect of losing yourself in Dionysian atmosphere of pomp and circumstance performed live as you walk to shake your hand of your school president gracefully is appealing, it's a feeling similar to enjoying a concert. It's enrapturing, it's entertainment. It's not in any way a reflection of you, and it's not the start to a new chapter in your life, unless you decide to make it. Also, just to clarify, we will not be performing Pomp and Circumstance live today, but we have a great 5-hour YouTube video version that loops in glorious 720p, so prepare yourselves. The notion of reducing your experiences down to something insignificant extends to other avenues of our lives too. In March, I caught the coronavirus. I promise this is relevant. I don't care what the press says about young people experiencing milder symptoms or recovering asymptomatically. Everything you've heard is true. Those 2 weeks hurt me in ways I did not know I could be hurt. I went through all 5 stages of grief, denial, I don't have COVID, anger, why was everyone at Star Market so shitty at following the arrow signs, bargaining, maybe one of my bio friends will cook me hydroxychloroquine, depression, oh god, it hurts, and acceptance that the next 2 weeks are just going to suck. And they did suck. After accepting my fate, I emailed my professors saying that I couldn't do the homework and can I please get an extension. And one of my professors downright said no. For context, that class had an average midterm grade of a 62. So that sucked. The 2 weeks I spent in recovery and self-isolation sucked. And all the work I had to do to catch up on afterwards also sucked. But then I recovered. And I started going back to class, like nothing had happened. And here's the thing. Because I found that telling people I was sick would make them worry, I found it easier to just keep it to myself. I didn't conceal my illness for the sake of other people's health, but I just didn't make it anyone else's problem. And as a result, most people who interacted with me on a daily basis noticed only a mild drop in productivity and me joining fewer video calls. They didn't notice I was sick. I bring this example up not to boast my self-restraint or strength, but to illustrate that people can be going through really tough times without showing any symptoms. Our mental portraits of each other are imperfect, necessarily so because we can't know what it's like to be someone else without actually being them. That classmate you met in freshman year with a 2.8 GPA might be struggling to support their family on top of classes. That valedictorian you know might suffer from depression. There are people all around us whose life experiences we don't have access to. So, what does this have to do with graduation? Well, everything really. When you stand on the commencement stage today, you'll be partaking in a ritual that everybody knows, understands, and largely approves of. You will now be a high school grad, living proof that past generations have stood in your shoes on the stage just as future generations will. High school commencement is enrapturing for this reason, because it reduces you to a high school grad, something that everyone else in the ceremony can relate to. But just because we're all graduates doesn't mean that we fit the same shoes. That is to say, your life experience will never be the same as someone else's. In a few minutes, I'm going to kick off this graduation ceremony with reading people's names and their honors. And though this is a time for celebration, what I hope to impart to you is that these qualities only scratch the surface of someone's character. Their perspective is just as unique as yours. Today, we are united as graduates of higher education, but we shouldn't forget our individualism and the unique work that we did to earn our place on this stage. I know that commencement speeches always end with a charge to the graduating class, and since Minecraft player is one of my identifying traits today, I'll understand if you take this with a grain of salt. But to those who are open to the idea, my charge to my fellow class of 2020 is to choose compassion. Choose to remember that we might not always see the full picture because appearances are often deceiving. Choose to be understanding and to take the benefit of the doubt even when a situation doesn't really deserve it. And lastly, choose to remember that others don't need to see the full picture of your personality. Only you do. So when you finally get your diploma through some ceremony, Minecraft or real life, remember that the ceremony signifies something that you already knew, that you're a high school graduate. Own it. My second charge is, frame your Minecraft diploma. Please, I don't want to be the only one. Thank you everyone for your support of Quarantine University Academy. We're so happy to have you today. Enjoy graduation, and I'll see you on the stage.